inductee, grew up in Washington, Iowa. I know it's not the end of the world, but you can see it from there. That's what I've been told. He started playing in 1991 in the fall when he enrolled at UNI. He was working part-time in Fairway, got grabbed out of Fairway. Told him we really needed players, and we had this really neat position that he could play. Everybody wanted to play it, but because we needed players, we were going to let him be the hooker, because everybody wants to be a hooker.
Yeah.
And it was a good move for us, actually. He liked it. And by the time his career ended, he was probably one of the premier hookers in the state of Iowa. So he gave us a lot of support in that position. He sipped with the Bremer County Bucks for 25 years. He's really proud of that fact. And in fact, in 2016, as an old man, he played a D4 match with the Bremer County Bucks D4 team. He was proud of that also. His active years with the Bucks, he was a match secretary, probably the most important position on the team. And he also served as treasurer. He's one of those special players that during his career got to play every position on the field. That's really neat. Not everybody gets to do that in their career. He did graduate from UNI in 1997. If you remember, I mentioned he started in 1991 at UNI. You guys do the math. He did get his degree in the BSP, Barstool Philosophy. He passed his bar exam about 6 months after that by hitting every dive bar in Honky Tonk and Blackhawk, Butler, and Bremer County. We know that rugby players, when they have a few pints, they come up with a lot of good ideas. A lot of good ideas. And you can always count on this inductee to come up with a better bad idea. Every time. He truly believed and lived in the maxim, bad decisions make good stories. And that's why we really appreciated him. There's lots of stories from our team and other teams. I asked JJ what some of his fondest memories were as a player, and I think this is important as an inductee because if you're playing rugby, you've got to have memories. One of them was traveling to the 1997 Midwest D3 Championships. They got beat by Oshkosh in the semifinals. They beat Oshkosh, and lost in semifinals to Knoxville, Tennessee. As he said, losing sucked, but it was absolutely one of his best experiences playing. Another one was winning the All-Iowa C Division Championship in 1998, and then coming in as a reserve scrum half in a D3 consolation match against Akron, where he was supposed to be the referee, and started at fly half against Gopher College to win the All-Iowa B Division Championship, proving an old man could still play even in a skilled position. His fondest memories off the rugby field was every single awards banquet that Bremer County had, and we had some good ones, some fun ones. Working the sidelines at every USA Sevens event since 2009. He doesn't deserve this honor just because he was a good player. I'm going to read the list, chronological order of not just being a player, but he gave back to rugby in a special way here. Let me turn the page. 1991, he first registered and sipped with the Bremer County Bucks. In 1997, he co-founded the Wartburg women's rugby team with Craig Ford. Not surprising. 1997, he was an Iowa Select side player in the hooker position. They did lose in the championship to Carfu. 1998, he was elected secretary of the Iowa Rugby Union. In 2000, he was elected president of the Iowa Rugby Union, serving till 2010. 2004, he was elected president of the Midwest Rugby Union, currently still serving in that position. Apparently nobody else wants to do it, so thank you, JJ. 2006, elected as the Midwest representative to the USA Rugby Congress and served in that position until stepping down in 2015. 2009, promoted to Midwest B panel referee. 2010, one of the 3 original directors to form the Iowa Youth Rugby Association. as a legal entity, and high school rugby is going strong, guys. I mean, I've attended a lot of matches here this spring, and it's fun. And these kids are loving it. So thanks on that note too. 2011, he was the head coach at East High Boys Rugby. 2012, head coach of Southeast Warren Boys Rugby. 2012, they also won the state championship in the 1A, the first state championship I think Southeast Warren's ever had in any sport. 2012, certified as a World Rugby Educator. Long list, isn't it? 2015, Tournament Director, USA Rugby Sevens National Championship in Des Moines. 2015, elected USA Rugby Congress representative, director to the USA Rugby Board of Directors, still serving. 2015, worked with Southeast Warren School Board to become the first varsity program in high school rugby. They gave their first varsity letters to athletes in 2016. On a personal level, I'd like to thank you, JJ, for your time, your encouragement and talents, not only to the Bremer County Bucks, but also when Rick Hall and I coached the men's collegiate side at UNI, JJ always had our back. So it's my honor and privilege for the introduction of Jeremiah Johnson, also known as JJ. Congratulations. Thanks for everything you've done for rugby.
Thanks, Scott. Scott will always be my scrum half, even though he should have never left the front row. Always a hooker, thought he could move to a skill position. Want to thank the Hall of Fame, the voting committee. This is a huge honor for me. I need to start off thanking my awesome wife, my awesome patient wife. She came late to the game, but I can only get away with you married into this so many times. I've always kind of wondered about the Hall of Fame. I don't have the playing career. I don't have the legendary stiff arm, although that's where this came from Vern Sanders. I made the tackle, however. I don't have the on-field accomplishments that Libby you're going to hear when she's introduced, or I didn't change the landscape of collegiate rugby as we're going to hear with Steve. But I get to, in the positions that I've been able to hang out with a lot of great players and great administrators. One of the things that I've heard from national team players is leave the jersey in a better place. You can all, not being the most accomplished player, you can also find a jersey that means a lot to you and leave it in a better place. We saw a need with Craig Ford when we started Wartburg Women. We had the opportunity to start a program, and it was important. That's where I really started to get my my hooks in the refereeing career, because we just didn't have enough referees to go around, and I always knew that if I wanted a referee, I need to get certified and referee our matches. To start really driving that and try to make the refereeing community better. I know you all have a lot of jerseys. It's not just teams that you cheer for, but jerseys that mean a lot to you. So I got props. These are the old Iowa Select Side jerseys. These are the ones that I wore. As president of the union, I'm not really sure why I stepped in to be an officer of the Iowa Union. Maybe because of Dean Hahn, I don't know. But stepping in and what motivated me was knowing at the Midwest level that we were sending teams like Gopher College and Iowa Falls to Erie, Pennsylvania for playoff matches, and it was just killing the clubs. That's why I wanted to get involved at the Iowa level to take care of them and make sure that they were getting a fair shake. The next, it became a big deal for refereeing. I don't have the pink jersey. I came a little later than that. But referees are always going to be so critical to the game. If you don't have good referees, you're not going to have a good match. And it's a thankless job. I don't know how many hours and how many miles I've put on my vehicles that I've had to retire because they're so beat up, or how many frequent flyer miles I've gotten just from refereeing. But those are also the weekends that I'm gone that I don't get to go to, U12 softball tournaments. So the referees that are out there, thank them, because they're doing it for the game. They're trying to make their jersey better. It means a lot to them to be out there serving you. We did have a lot of championships in the Midwest, thanks to the U23 program. The first jersey I was ever given was the one and only men's senior club select side. When we went down and won the National All-Star Championship, I was pretty honored to be president. I went down there with the team just to show them support as an administrator. I know that those of you that play representative rugby is tough because there's only so much money to go around, and to show support, coming in and thanking them for the time they're putting in and the time that you've put in, that's a jersey will always treasure and always wanted to make better. The youth, this is Southeast Warren. We can't forget our youth. Our high school programs need to continue to grow. We're a little bit behind. Iowa, we've been kind of a weird position. We've always had great talent. We've always had great teams. It's kind of rolled back a little bit because other LAUs that have now become GUs have there's a lot more high school rugby going on, and it's showing out in their club rugby and their collegiate rugby. We haven't had as many national championships come from Iowa because I think we're falling behind a little bit. So it's not just Southeast Warren, but this is a youth jersey that we have to leave in a better place. We have to do a better job as a rugby community to leave them in a better place. I've been pretty lucky sitting on a national board, but refereeing at a national level and getting to go, because I refereed at a national level, to go work international events, it's a big deal. We're kind of at an interesting position in USA Rugby right now, with where we're at with the board of directors and where we're at with Congress. Got the meetings, hours and hours of mindless meetings, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, even if you don't have that it factor on the pitch, you can get out there and make a difference. You can get out there and coach. You can get out there and referee. Get out there and work for your teams. But you can't ever forget where you came from. So the boys, Bremer County's up at halftime in the Midwest Championship. I live and die with how these guys go. One of the most difficult refereeing decisions I made was in the playoffs in Waverly. They had to match all but one versus Wisconsin, and this was the year Wisconsin went on to win the national championship. Bremer County took a line out off the top and threw it directly into touch. It's a penalty. Wisconsin kicked it with no time left and went on to win the national championship. So I live and die with the gray and blue, but you have to set standards, and if you set standards and you're fair, whether you're an administrator, whether you're a referee, whether you're a player, it shows through, but you can never forget your roots. So again, thanks Iowa Rugby Union. This is a big honor for me.